So this video is aimed at parents or teachers that are teaching children phase 3 of phonics. So once your child is finished with phase 2, you move on to phase 3, which is where we come across all the pairs of letters that make one sound, or the 3 letters together which make one sound. So I'm going to show you an example of a phonics lesson teaching the R sound, which is made by the letters A and R. This is phase 3 of phonics, so it's once they've learned the alphabet, once they've learned how to segment and blend phase CVC words, that's consonant, vowel, consonant words, they move on to learning the phase 3 sounds. These are all the phase 3 sounds, and as you can see, they are mostly made up of pairs of letters, 2 letters, digraphs we call them, making a one single sound, or even 3 letters making one single sound. But we do have towards the end some letters that are just less common in the English language, so they learn them later. So I teach one letter, one sound, I should say, one sound a day. So if I'm teaching the air sound, I'm on my 3rd sound. And I will always also go back and review the previously learned sounds from the other days in each and every lesson. Each lesson will be about 20 to 25 minutes in length when children are learning phonics, because it's tedious, they're very young when they're learning to read and write. It's too much for them to do longer than that. We don't want to demotivate them. We don't want them to feel like learning is a chore. We want them to enjoy learning and find it fun. So the start of my lessons are always just going back over, reviewing the previously learned sounds. So for example, here I'd show them these 2 letters together and say, oh, what sound does it make? It makes the A sound. Or this one, which is the air sound. I might give them some pictures and ask them to choose the word that goes with that picture. So I might say here, oh, can you find which of these words says male? And they have to click on the right box, click on or find the right word. If you're doing it face to face, you've just got to find the right word. Or here, show them a picture, say, can you find which of these words says train? And they have to choose the right one. Some other activities I do for reviewing previously learned sounds would be something like a matchup, like this. Looks like this when it's not been completed, and I'm asking the children to match up the words to the pictures themselves. And then after doing the matchup activities, I will also give them some spelling, segmenting activities. So I'll tell them a word like pear and see if they can write it in. Sometimes they write it on the screen, sometimes they can write it in the box. If I'm doing a lesson using Pear Deck, or if it's face-to-face, I often get them to write it on whiteboards. Or on paper is fine. So for example, here I'd be saying, can you write the word brain for me? And I'd want them to be able to segment the word brain into the individual sounds to write it in. Once we've done some reviewing of the previously learned sounds, I will introduce our new sound. So today it's the R sound. Today it's the R sound made by the A and the R. And I like to introduce the sounds using a video. I really like the Silly School Education phonics videos. They're just little songs that are quite catchy, and I find that it's good. They're good for helping the children remember the sound. So we'll watch the little video. It's just 2 minutes long. Then I'll give them a task like this, which is just learning to identify those 2 letters where they appear in words. So I'll give them a very short paragraph that I'll read to them. and I'll ask them to listen out for the R sound and also try and highlight wherever they can find it in the text. That's just getting them to practice recognizing the sound when they see it, recognizing those letters together when they see them and recognizing the sound when they hear it as well. Sometimes we'll do a little game. This activity is practicing identifying, hearing the sound in words. So here I will say each of these words to them and ask them to tell me which ones have the R sound. So I'll say park. Does it have the R sound? Yes, it does. So they will circle it. And then I might say sad. Does it have the R sound? No. So they don't circle it. Then after we've done some sound identification, we might move on to match up activities using our new sound. So our new sound being the R sound. So they have to match up again words and pictures for our new sound. Then I start showing them the words and asking them, can they blend the sounds made by the letters together to read the word. So p, r, k, park. And then they've got to find the picture that goes with it. So we'll do lots of activities like that, looking at lots of different words with our favourite new sound in it. Then we move on to trying to write them. So here I give them the word and see, can they write it? If it's face-to-face, that you can get them writing it on whiteboards or on paper or in sand pits, whatever. And then move through some individual word writing practice. But then towards the end of the lesson, we move on to looking at sentences. So here, sentences or phrases. Phrases being groups of words without a verb in them. So here, a shark in the dark. I'd ask the child to read that, look at it carefully, and then on the next slide, try and write it for me. And we'll do 5 minutes or so on practicing reading phrases and sentences using our new sound. Again, reading them and then writing them. And then finally, we come back to our original sound, our original paragraph with our sound written in it, and see if this time can they read the paragraph to me. And that's it. That's what a phase 3 phonics lesson looks like. And as I said, each day we introduce a new sound, new pair of letters or new trigraph, and but also review the previously learned digraphs and trigraphs from phase 3.